Okay, we are jumping in game one with um, Matthew Tones versus Bob Debonisse, the season 2 Grand Champion, who is now in a somewhat worse position, being on the bottom ranks of the Division 1. We'll take a look at the hands here. We've got blue-white, which might mean blue-white monument or blue-white control approach versus green-red. Oh, we see it's blue-white monument. That's very strong deck. Blue-red, green-red. That might be timid emerge. Not sure what the. Oh, green-red ramp. Interesting. See a Chandra Flame color in hand. Hour of Promise being possible here. Glorybound Initiate coming down from Matthew. Yeah, these players are playing at a fast pace. I cannot follow. Okay, so Glorybound Initiate coming in, probably not being exerted. It can be followed up with a Cloud Blazer, drawing Matthew into some more cards. Dusk to Dawn going to be a very interesting card in this matchup. Okay, we'll see what he draws. Oh, and we see a Costless Return coming down here. Giraffe has it found. Yeah, he's found the 5th land. He's going for the Hour of Promise, and very soon he will be able to use the World Breaker. This is looking painful for the Monument deck. On the other hand, World Breaker will be coming down, and oh yeah, Sanctum of Yugin is a good card here. I'm surprised he didn't get a mountain though. I would have expected him to get a mountain for Chandra Flamecaller. I think it's kind of a mistake not to do that here. See a second Cloud Blazer coming down here. Drawing into some more gas. And down comes World Breaker, I assume. It's got 7 lands, so I'll be able to just tap down the Shrine of Forsaken Gods and the forest here. Interestingly, sacking the Sanctum here would mean that he doesn't get the 3 extra mana from Shrine of Forsaken Gods, so he's chosen to keep Sanctum of Yugin intact. Also hasn't gone for the Costless Return yet. I think he's lost in value down here. And I think that's why you should have actually... Huh. Surprised there is no Dusk here from Matthew's side. That would be my play here. A simple Dusk to Dawn. And playing perhaps another land. Yeah, he could have actually put that into play Untad by revealing Irrigated Farmland. And that way he could have played Dusk to Dawn and then a Selfless Spirit would just cracked a clue. Oh wait, no, the clue you wouldn't have had. But still. See a Gift of Paradise here. Being quite a good draw, as it means he can now actually use 2 mana. Use 2 red mana for Chandra Flamecaller or Hour of Devastation. Okay. Yep. Doesn't have enough mana for Chandra Flamecaller, but Hour of Devastation can come down here, burning down the opponent's fields. Worldbreaker at 7 toughness can survive, and Worldbreaker will be swinging in here, bringing Matthew to 19 points of life. So not really pressuring yet, but now I feel like Dusk should really be played here. I feel like it should have been played last turn even, but keep open Spell Queller. It's not going to do too much against the Ram deck, but why play it if you don't need to? Chandra Flamecaller coming down here. That's gonna pressure Matthew here. Hour of Devastation is his draw. Not too great with a Planeswalker on board, but this is looking like it will be very painful. Oh, and he's choosing to cycle Irrigated Farmland. Interesting. I would have actually brought in Spell Queller to try and pressure Chandra Flamecaller. Take a look at Matthew's hand here. Stronum Monument. Now that's quite a powerful card here. You can play Card Baser, or he's choosing to just... Oh, he's also drawn a Cast Out. Did he have that in his hand this entire time? If so, I can understand why he did not choose to. No, he drew 2 cards and they were an Okitrus Monument and a Cast Out. Now, those are very good draws. And I think that pretty much won him the game. Take a look at the opponent's hands. Need the Sands here for Bob. Oh, and a World Breaker being brought back here by sacrificing a land. Let's see what lands he sacrifices. Will it be an Hashep Oasis? Or a Sanctum of Yugen, Shrine of Forsaken Gods, Game Trail perhaps? Chosen to go for sacrificing the Hashep Oasis. I choose to go for actually Beneath the Sands here. Interesting play. As it does allow him to use the Shrine of Forsaken Gods again. Yes, of course, like the Shrine of Forsaken Gods did not have enough mana to play Worldbreaker last turn yet because he only had 6 lands, so now he was forced to use his Beneath the Sands as a way. Now, the interesting thing is that Matthew now knows of the Worldbreaker in Bob's hand. But I think you can actually just safely run out the Cloud Blazer. Let's get some extra cards. See what happens. Can crack the clue. Bring in the Spell Queller at end of turn if he needs to. Oh, and now the interesting thing is here. Oh, but yeah. Oh. Now, very interestingly here is Worldbreaker can exile an artifact, enchantment, and land. That means he can exile Cast Out, bringing back the bringing back Chandra Flamecaller. Now, a Braid can destroy Kitter's Monument. To that will likely be met with a Spell Queller. So we'll see how exactly he chooses time. Do I bring in Cosmic's Return here? Will it deal 5 damage, wipe the board? So only 2 creatures. But yes, he is choosing to wipe the board here. Cleaning everything up. bringing Chandra Flamecaller back, getting the most of his value out of these cards. Will he choose to go for the Abrade here, or will he choose to attack first? He chooses to attack first. Now, does Matthew play Spellcaller immediately, or does he wait? He's patient. It's good. Abrade going here for the Catcher's Monument, and I think that will be met with a Spellcaller. Yes. Very patient Spellcaller indeed. We'll probably see the crew being sacked here. And we see him Metallic Rebuke in the end. Interestingly, Wellbreaker is a recursive threat, but killing it makes Bob have trouble with his mana. On the other hand, Matthew can also bring in the Dawn here, choosing to go for the Dusk first. Oh, and then sacrificing the Shepherd Dunes so they can pump his team and kill Chandra Flamecaller. Interestingly, the Hour of Devastation in Bob's hand here can actually take down Spellqueller and the Warrior, allowing him to take down the Catcher's Monument as well with the Braid. Now what will he do? Will he bring back his Wellbreaker? Oh no, he's going for the Hour of Devastation here. Trying to stabilize and wipe the board. Braid going to deal with your Catcher's Monument here. Nothing can be done about that. Let's take a look at Matthew's hand. Dusk to Dawn, the Dawn part of Dusk here being activated. Interestingly, he did not choose to play Abbey first before he... And without the Monument, he won't be able to commit as fast as he might want to have done, Just a bygone bishop here, hitting the field. It's certainly got the value. Giraffe drawing a land here, which might seem like not the best draw he could have gotten, but actually being able to sacrifice a land. Though, interestingly, tapping for the mana before Worldbreaker coming down here. We see a Sanctum being sacked here as well. No Ormandals for the blue-white deck today. Alright, now if you take a look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so with the charter ticket, he will actually be able to, like 4 plus 6, he will actually be able to activate to play the Ulamog Caesar Song. Now the interesting thing is that he chose not to play Shelter Ticket. Oh, he's already played the land, of course. I was thinking I was actually trying to hide the fact that he had enough mana for an Ulamog Caesar Sanga, but he just can't play a land at this point yet. Plenty of artifacts coming down here for Matthew. He chooses to stop at that point, not playing the second Selfless Spirit, even though he could have actually just played the second Selfless Spirit and keep up Metallic Rebuke easily. Now the irritating thing about Big Eldrazi is that even if they're countered, they always come in with an extra effect. Will we be seeing the hunger? Among the ceaseless hunger coming down here for Bob Debonisse. Interesting thing is about how this matchup just keeps going back and forth. To apparently the Ram deck has been able to hit in more, get in more hits. 2 Bygone Bishops being exiled here, quite a big deal. Exile being important here as well. So if we had seen the Worldbreaker ready to rumble, will we see a block? Don't think so. We will actually see a block. See a Clue Crack. Draven Inspector being the draw here. Another Bygone Bishop. It's interesting that no matter how much the blue-white monument deck is drawing, it still feels like it just keeps getting behind. And another Ulamog off the top here after a World Breaker off the top last turn, which wasn't necessary, but now this is looking like it's game. Bob just swinging here. Does not care about whatever he's doing. And just a World Breaker because apparently it doesn't care for running an Ulamog into another possible counterspell. And the draws being very irritating threats here. Take a look at what Matthew has drawn from his spells. Oh, and we see the Katras Monument. That might actually be a big deal here. Matthew choosing not to deploy his Cloud Blazes yet. See what to draw for Bob here. Feel like he's pretty much got the game right. You can play Ulamog. Oh my god. Like, The world is so cruel for Matthew here. Bob just keeps on drawing great hitters. Still no. Surprised he didn't actually go for block and then a Spells of Spirit being sacked here. And Bob being the patient guy here, not running out his Ulamog yet, keeping a Kozilek's Return in hand for some handy effects. So that might actually get exiled by Spellcaller. Will we finally see a Cloud Blazer bringing some action into the game? Cloud Blazer coming into the battlefield. Buying on Bishop still a possible play here. Getting another, yep, and we'll see it coming down here. Spell Queller, still more than enough mana for Spell Queller being open. Interesting thing is that I think we'll see a Spell Queller taking that down. Could also just sacrifice the Selfless Spirit. Spell Queller coming down, exiling the Kozilek's Return. Interesting thing is that because when it's being exiled, it won't actually be able to come back until Spell Queller is exiled, which will Spell Queller leaves the battlefield, which will likely be because of Ulamog. But then Bob probably won't have another big Eldrazi lying in wait here. So Ulamog about to come down, I am assuming. So he'll probably target Spell Queller. What else would you target? Probably Oketra's Monument. Oketra's Monument seems like the most irritating spell here. I'm assuming Selfless Spirit will be sacked in response to Spell Queller being exiled here. Yes. That is, I believe, Matthew's third Oketra's Monument. There's only one left. Let's see, we did see the Selfless Spirit being sacrificed here. Ghost's Return won't actually deal with the impressive board state being gathered here by Matthew. But problem is that Ulamog is basically going to mill him out in 1 to 2 turns. So unless Matthew can actually find an answer for Ulamog here, he's dead on board. So Cloud Blazer, or yep, starting with sacking some clues. Cloud Rebuke being too late here. All or nothing, cast out or bust. And it's bust. Ulamog takes the game. And Matthew concedes. And we are getting on our way with game 2 of Standard. And bloody hell was that a tiring game. Like, not sure about that hand that Matthew kept here. One lander seems kind of dangerous. Especially on the draw. Let's take a look at the hand from Bob here. Nothing particularly great. Oh, and you see a second land here, so Matthew has had some luck. First things here being cast fairly quickly. And we see a card being used on a Debonisse Spectre. That's not something you see every day. Monument in the hand seems like a good place to start. We've probably sacked a clue to try and find third land. Meanwhile, Bob is ramping to 4 and has drawn a Chandra Flamecaller. So, yeah, try to deal with that. Still no third land here from Matthew. This is why keeping a one-lander is extremely dangerous. That's 2, 4, 5 mana for Bob here. Nature Stones can make that 6. Next turn, the Forest can make that 7. Can actually crack the clue. Finds an old land being a bit flooded. A flood versus screw is the name of this game. Selfless Spirit coming down here. Distended Mindbender, does it even have? Oh no, he's just planning on casting it for 8 instead of its merge cost. Interesting. Chandra Flamecaller coming down here. Will he minus or will he plus? Choose the plus. Going for the aggressive route here. Pressuring the opponent. I don't think we'll see any blocks. Will Matthew be able to find his third land? Not yet, it seems. Desperately trying to find that land. Finally found his third land. Meanwhile, Worldbreaker has been drawn by Bob. He chooses to go for Distended Mindbender first. I think I would have been the bastard here and just taken down one of Matthew's lands. Distended Mindbender, being able to take down Monument, Dusk, Declaration in Stone. Like it's got lots of choice. Like I think, yeah. So yeah, he chose to go for the Dusk Till Dawn and the Declaration in Stone. Oh, we see Chandra minusing 1. Yep. Takes care of the Selfless Spirits, putting Chandra out of harm's way. See what Matthew's draw for the turn is. It's a land. Sure, I'll be happy to see it, even as it is not exactly what he wants. Citrus Monument coming down here. Bob patiently waiting his World Breaker to take that down as well. I am calling this in favor of Bob. He can just play World Breaker, 0 Chandra to get rid of his dead cards. Plus Chandra to put some real bloody pressure. I'm pro-zeroing, but I think that's what Bob will do here. Yep. What does he get? More dead cards. That's 3 cards from the top of his library. He doesn't need to draw anymore. So his next draw might actually be a life. Yeah, just don't see this coming. Yeah, nope. Just nope. Another distended mindbender here for Giraffe, for Bob. And I think that does it. That's a small adjustment I chose to do because I remembered Matthew complaining about the small preview in the right corner. Yep, and Matthew concedes.